Dear students, in this small video, let us understand various measures to check the growth of population in India. We know that India is facing a major problem of rapid growth of a population. Population explosion is one of the major impediments to development. We know that population of India is quite large and rapidly increasing. So effective population control measures are the need of the hour. We know that high birth rate is the main factor responsible for rapid growth of population. So attempts must be made to control the population growth, particularly high birth rate. There are various measures to control population growth. Broadly, social measures, economic measures, and other measures are the three broad measures to control the population growth. What are the social measures? Like fixing minimum age of marriage, raising the status of women, spread of education, change in social outlook, providing social security are considered to be the important social measures to control the rapid growth of population. Coming to economic measures, generating more employment opportunities, development of agriculture, development of industry, improving the standard of living of the people, poverty alleviation, urbanization are considered as the important economic measures which can bring down the growth of population, particularly in India. The other measures are late marriage, celibacy, self control, family planning, incentives and disincentives, employment of women are considered to be the other important measures. So let us understand one by one the important measures to control or check the rapid growth of population in India. Economists argue that by raising the per capita income, we can bring down the birth rate. Demographic history of various advanced countries shows that there is an inverse relationship between per capita income and a country's birth rate. When per capita income increases, people don't desire more children in order to supplement their income. So with increase in per capita income, people feel more secure and do not want to depend on their children. So the most important economic measure is to raise the per capita income, which will bring down the birth rate and thereby put a check on rapid growth of population. We know that Malthusian theory of population, which says that population increases in geometrical progression and the food production increases in a arithmetical ratio, leading to imbalance where population will be more, availability of food grain will be less. It has to be corrected by either preventive measures or positive checks. So he said positive checks are very dangerous, very detrimental. So man should control the growth of population. He suggested preventive checks. We know that in 1890, Dumont, a French demographer, propounded the theory of social capillarity thesis to explain this relationship between birth rate and per capita income. According to him, in a civilized community, the principle of social capillarity governs fertility behavior of population. There is a constant effort on the part of individual to rise in the hierarchy of social status. Therefore, rapid economic development is very much essential to control the already high birth rate. However, this increase in per capita income will have its positive impact on birth rate after a period of time. There are various economic theories. Economic theories are based on the assumption that fertility behavior of couples in a population is based on mainly economic considerations. The economic explanation of fertility were developed mostly during the second half of the 20th century. The theories propounded by Harvey Leibenstein, Richard A. Easton, J. C. Caldwell are important in this regard. Incorporating the cost-benefit analysis of children in his theory, Harvey Leibenstein in 1953 proposed that the fertility decision of a couple is based on balance between utility and disutility of an additional child. So, according to Leibenstein, there are three types of utilities of an additional child, like consumption good, where a child is considered as a source of pleasure for parents, and a productive unit, where a child is expected to contribute to family income after he enters into the labor force, and as a source of security for the parents in their old age. On the other hand, the disutility refers to the direct and indirect costs involved in having an additional child. Leibniz states that a couple makes a rough calculation regarding the balance between the utilities and disutilities before deciding for an additional child. The process of economic development operates through income effect, survival effect, occupational distribution effects. So, when per capita income increases, people don't desire more children in order to supplement their income. So, with increase in per capita income, people feel more secure and do not want to depend on their children. The second important economic measure is urbanization and industrialization. In the Indian society, we have joint family system which encourages a high birth rate. Hence, this joint family has to be replaced by nucleus family. A nucleus family is generally found in the urbanized and industrialized economy. Hence, our effort should be to industrialize and to urbanize our economy to reduce the birth rate. Industrial workers are aware of difficulties in getting the employment and are interested in restricting the size of family. And when more employment opportunities are created in urban areas, the housing problem, cost of upbringing of child in urban areas are the two factors which usually deter people from having big families. The third one is increase in marriage age. In India, girls marry at a very early age and a longer span of time to reduce children. Hence, we have to raise the minimum age of marriage in our country in order to control the birth rate. A UN report has pointed out there would be a significant decline of birth of 7 per thousand if the average age of marriage of females were to rise from 16 to 20 years. So, raising the age of marriage will bring down the birth rate. The third one is lowering infant mortality rate. Why couples prefer to have more children? Because they are not sure of the survival of the child due to infant mortality rate. If we can bring down infant mortality rate, naturally, if they are very secure of the survival of the child, the couples definitely would go for the limiting of the size of the family. Spread of education. If we educate the people, if literacy level goes up, the birth rate will automatically come down. With the literacy, no blind belief. With the spread of education, we know that the people understand the benefits of small family. So, we need to educate people. We need to increase the literacy level, which will definitely create awareness among the couples to limit the size of the family. Number 6, women education and employment. If women is provided with employment, if their status is enhanced, if they take part in a decision making process, naturally women would educated women, employed women would prefer to limit the size of the family. So education is the most important factor in reducing fertility rate. So it has direct and indirect as well as joint effects. So direct effect is in changing attitudes and beliefs towards a small family. Family planning facilities. In India, family planning facilities are available only in urban areas, not in rural areas. So actually, the birth rate is more in rural areas. So we need to extend family planning centers, family planning measures, create awareness about family welfare programs in rural areas among the rural mass where birth rate is very high. Searching for new contraceptives. The search for a new, inexpensive, easy to use, harmless contraceptive has not met with dramatic success so far. Though pills have come to be accepted in a big way, and this method is catching on in Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, West Bengal, Gujarat, and Orissa, it is necessary that Indian herbs also be thoroughly investigated for their medicinal effects. By giving incentives, maybe in the form of job, in the form of extension of retirement age, in the form of educational allowance, in the form of preferential treatment in housing loan, purchase of vehicles. Definitely, by giving incentives, we can encourage couples to adopt family planning measures. There are some economic thinkers who support cooperation, while there are others who support coercion measures. For example, an Indian professor Amartya Sen, Nobel laureate, now settled in America, favored cooperation approach and denounced the use of coercion to bring down the lines of two famous theories of Carnot and Malthus of Britain. Publicity, by giving wide publicity about family planning in TV, radio. Yes, we can bring down the size of the family even by enacting stricter legislation like compulsory education, minimum age for marriage, and legislation regarding termination of pregnancy and abolition of child labor, etc. will bring down the uh, growth of population, birth rate. Definitely there are, see even in India a large number of NGOs are operating. So by encouraging NGOs to work on this, by creating awareness about family welfare programs, definitely we can create awareness at the community level to adopt family planning norms. So there are a number of social, economic, and political measures to check the rapid growth of population. Thank you very much.